The way you are living is not human. But what solution are you actually going to tell them? Imagine since 1991, there is no water access, there is no sewer access, there is no road access. What do you tell me that this for 30 years, this community have received from independence cake? Nothing.
So this mountain simply means it's a toilet. So everyone knows it as a toilet, and it's because of the situation. It's the only open space. So even though they are making the business in the house, they still have to bring it here because it's a toilet. It's the only option community has as a toilet.
Children are playing there or at the mountain there. There are a lot of human shit, and then like that hepatitis A is spreading. A lot of mothers are now taking their children to the hospital, like in a month, 3 to 4 times. I really feel bad, like personally. It's not a good thing. It's like we are not living as human beings.
They only come here from 6 o'clock in the morning to 7 in the evening. After that, it's no longer safe. It's a crime area. If it's after 7 and nature falls, they use the buckets and then they wait for 6 o'clock so they can pour it here.
I have seen so many informal settlement, but I have never come across of a situation like of Kapuka KaNauyala. In all commerce region of the informal settlement that I have visited, I have never come across like the situation of Kapuka KaNauyala.
In 2018, around 4,000 people lived in this informal settlement. The large hill squatting at the center of the informal settlement has been deliberately kept free of shacks over the past 30 years. Instead, it is covered in toilet paper and human waste. During a visit to the informal settlement recently, we were joined by a group of women who are trying to improve the devastating sanitation problem in their community. These women shared the impact of living in dire poverty without toilets and other basic necessities, a critical humanitarian disaster that has been compounded by COVID-19.
Sometimes their kids eat, sometimes they don't, because it really depends if they can get something from the neighbor, if they can borrow food or money. Because even though they take their products to where they used to sell them, people are not buying and the products are just in their house getting spoiled. It's very difficult for someone who lives in Kapuka to stay in the house. And they also say it is very easy if you live in town, you buy food for 3 months, but it's not the case here. You do not have a fridge. You depend on buying food every day for you to eat. The houses are small, they are cold, so you can't really stay in the house all the time. And that's why people do not follow these regulations because it's not practical to their situation. They have to look for where they can generate an income every day. They have to buy food every day. They have to go fetch water. They have to go they need to move out. They need to be outdoor for them to survive in these areas.
And there's no waste management, there's no access for the maybe municipality to come and collect the waste. It's just there. We dump it there, it stays there. The only way community wanted to help themselves is by through the CLTS project, like when we facilitate about they should make their own toilets at home. Households have tried their best to dig 7 pits, but due to COVID situation, many people have lost their jobs, thus there is loss of income. The pits are just there, open, and it's also a risk because maybe when someone can even fall in, so they've tried to meet the government halfway there.
So what they have done here, they have dug already their pit for their toilet, but the challenge that they are having is actually material. If you come across any company or anyone who can probably donate material to them.
1991 has been long. These people have been living here, and for them they could be trying, but their resources are also limited. Their skills are also limited. The sanitation situation in Kapuka has been a long old problem to a point that people do not trust the authorities anymore.
It's really a situation that really make you to wonder, is our government really doing enough? As a human being, imagine having to help yourself in a plastic or in a bucket, and you have to sleep with this bucket, you have to sleep with this urine in your room. I know that the community are really trying their level best. They are trying to find solution to whatever that is happening related to sanitation, related to water, related to electricity needs and all those things. But they don't have means of ways. They don't have access. And this is where the government need to come in and help and actually see that our people really, their life need to be dignified.